There's three concepts I wanted to touch upon actually after I talked about truth, the concept of truth. You've seen that picture, and yesterday being at the United Nations Plaza has really reminded of the importance of that. Really, the truth will set us free, and what that is, to be truthful and all of that. But there are two other concepts, actually there are many more, but two right now that can come to mind. Actually in leaving work just now, where I actually uploaded the video I just took about 20 minutes ago, which is very, very cool. And so I'm on my way to see my friend Joseph. But anyway, the other two concepts, I heard somebody talk about that, is knowledge, the importance of knowledge. Of course, what is knowledge? What kind of knowledge? And of course then the other concept, they're all related of course, you know, like truth, knowledge, and knowledge translating into what kind of power. Actually the concept there is power. Truth, knowledge and power. Absolutely. What is that? You know, how are these related? And what kind of power? What kind of knowledge translates into what kind of power? I mean, the knowledge we gain during school, and we call ourselves intelligent human beings, well, this could be argued with, you know, if you really look at our society and the side effect of our society and the grave problems we are facing in this world, and ever since the beginning of time have been facing, and the two main world wars, you know, and you know, a history filled with bloodshed, you know, and yeah, the pursuit of one culture against the other culture, you know, pursuing freedom, pursuing happiness. But we human beings were never able to live in harmony with this world, in harmony with nature. It's because we're so busy, we're programmed, we all have become robots, we all fall victims to the world. Of course, we all have been absorbed the dysfunctionality of this world. And forget our true identity as spiritual beings, as we become part of this physical world, where it's all about things and stuff and, you know, having and, the holding on. We're already programmed for that, of course.
You know what? That's how it goes.
And we stopped learning long time ago, which is really the importance of life is learning. Lesson number one, I hope you can appreciate that now, maybe more than before. Because that's basically what I'm trying to do. You know, I talk about certain things over and over, and they're very general, but I'm trying to bring those in perspective for you. That's why I keep talking about that and reminding you of that. It's a very simple awareness. Actually, this awareness not only lies within yourself. I try to help you uncover that, but this is the awareness we had before we even came into this world as spiritual beings, before we created this material world, this physical world. And I've come to definitely find, you know, alien beings. Ultimately, we're all aliens. We're all aliens to ourselves. That's beautiful, though, and one another. Because we all live on our own planet. We all speak our own language. We all have our own values, our own beliefs, our own experiences, of course, which have translated or which have rather led to us being who we are and thinking the way we are and talking the way we are. You know, well, we all live a certain life with certain expectations, a schedule, things that we're doing over and over, be it going to school or going to work. Going to work, which I always thought is an interesting concept. If you really think about it, I mean, learning is an essential element of life, of course, but so is working. That's why I realize to actualize is basically learn to work. Realize is the conceptual, what we learn, the knowledge we gain, but the actualize is about how we use it, how we put it into practice. That's the key. How we apply it, the practical application of knowledge. No doubt about that. And again, what kind of knowledge? That's the question. Is it the knowledge we gain, you know, as students in school during our formalized education? I guess we all can agree that there's a much deeper knowledge. It's a knowledge about self. It's a knowledge about how we work. It's a knowledge about what we want. It's a knowledge about our potentialities and how to actualize those. You know, knowing what our passion is, our desire, what we really want to create. But who we are, and of course in the knowledge of others. The realization that we're in a way all very separate, but of course at the same time on a deep level, and that's the purpose of the exercise for us to gain, come to that awareness that ultimately we are all one. And all of these things we see, this guy here, are extensions of ourselves. A part of the human experience, no doubt about that. We're all human beings, we all experience one way or another. And it's very different. And how rarely do we share that with others? And so we're not aware because we have to do in this world. This is a world of doing. A world of regulations. Everything is organized somehow. But the thing is, and I always notice that, and it's just, it took me a couple of years to really put that together. It's like a puzzle. Seems like, you need to understand life, and everything falls into perspective. Once you realize that, it's just like, wow, it really all makes sense. Anyways, the thing is, as we were spiritual beings coming into this world, we became part of this world that already was here, this dysfunctional world. And so we had to adopt to this world. We did adopt to this world one way or another. We had to, right? We had to do what is expected of us. Stop asking questions, and follow the lead. Follow the authority. Listen to the authority. Obey authority. The cardinal sin seems to be really... Eric Fromm also talked about that. Is about to rebel against authority. Because it's all about submission. It's all about submission. And it's interesting how the Bible was really the wisdom contained in the Bible has been misconstrued to say that we human beings need to obey to this power outside of us, this God outside of us. And there are these rules. And it's the only way for us to enter the kingdom of heaven. But you don't realize, we create our own kingdom. And look at this world. This world is our home. But still, we're so divided. Spiritually, economically, logistically, of course. We live in different parts of the world. Even people in the same city, many times we go side by side. And you look at people, they rarely laugh, they rarely smile. And that's schnuggelig. Anyway, Saks Fifth Avenue, look at all of this. Abundance, no doubt about that. But that's... it also has been written about as part of the downfall, the sin. Well, is that such a thing as idolatry came into the picture, and of course greed. As soon as we human beings learn to walk upright and use tools and become organized, discovered agriculture and all these things. And then, of course, during the same time, we're talking about 10,000 BC, warfare came into the picture. And people were fighting against each other for what they had. Because, see, up until this point, before we human beings gained consciousness, became conscious, or gained awareness, ate from the tree, our eyes were opened, the beginning of human history, but at the same time the beginning of the end, I have to say. Because we were doomed actually from the beginning. And we have never realized throughout history what it takes for us human beings to unite and come together. Because we are so much into this physical world and changing this physical world for our own sake and changing one another, using one another. When the whole account of, the great amount of injustice, the suffering of the masses during the struggle and the oppression around the world, even nowadays, it's kind of like a sign that we never really understood that very, very simple lesson. And so here we are at this very significant moment in time, in history, well, to make history, of course. Make our own history, make our own fate. There's a realization in this world, that this is again a very, very important time we're living in, and that things have reached a certain point in this world where something has to happen. And something will happen, of course. When our future generations and their generations and their generations, how they will live, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see. But here we are, and it's a beautiful world. Life is good. It's for us to really use those insights. Not only those that I'm trying to share with you here, but those things which are already known. About unity and justice and peace and freedom, what it really is. And consciousness and transformation and enlightenment, evolution, conscious evolution. The revolution begins from within ourselves. That's where it starts. Now we all can begin with that and to really consciously evolve together and come together in order to make this world a better place. Goodbye for right now, here from Union Square, again in San Francisco.